Come on in. This is the farm plot for this year. Last year we farmed back there, welcome to the farm. Today we're going to harvest leeks. So I have two different varieties of leeks growing in this bed. I think one is King Richard, and I can't remember what the other one is. But as you can see, like the leaves on this one are turning a little bit like yellowy and, maybe doesn't look quite as healthy as this nice like dark blue one. So we are going to harvest, like that says to me that that one is one that has a lower days to maturity and is maybe like a shorter season crop than, because they make a lot of leeks that are good for like overwintering, so you can leave them in all winter and just like harvest them as needed. And that's what I'm going to do today, is just like harvest a few because I want to make soup for dinner. Here we go. To harvest leeks, I'm gonna pull from the base and pull up. And if I feel any resistance, just like I would with an onion or with a carrot or any other like root crop, if I felt like the soil was gonna hold on, maybe it's a super clay soil and the roots and the root aggregates and the soil is really healthy and the microbiome wants to hold on to the roots, because the plant wants to go to seed because it wants to spread its genetic material. So it doesn't want to necessarily get picked right now, but we want to eat it. So I'm going to pull up after forking, and you'll notice I tried to stay like a couple inches away as I pulled the leek with the fork, because if I come in sideways, I could puncture the root or the bulb of the leek, and that's what you eat. So that would be sad. So before I lift it up, you'll notice all these things I'm doing. I shook out the root ball, and it was like really awesome to see that huge root ball come up with the roots, because that means the soil aggregates are really prominent and the soil is working, which just means like the compost and everything else I put into this year is doing good work. So now that my roots are a little bit more clean, I'm gonna peel off the top leaf. And if I felt like I needed to peel more, I could, but this one looks like really nice and clean now. Hopefully I spent a time being mindful when weeding the leeks earlier in the season to not disrupt them and like get soil inside, because then as the layers grow, you can like grow over the soil, and so it might be really dirty when I wash it in the sink. But hopefully it's not. Hopefully I did a good job. So that is the leek. And if I look through this bed, I'll see that there are some that are a lot bigger than others. And since I just want to harvest a little bit for myself today for some soup, I'm going to skip over a couple of these and come in here. And I used the fork because I wanted to show you how to do it. But because my soil is this healthy, I'm just like trying to use a firm tug, like not a jerk, but like is if you were like holding onto it, like leaning back, like with your whole body weight. It's like what would that be called? A steady pressure, a steady pull. And I'm going to clean off all my roots. And if I had my fucking harvest knife, then perhaps I would also cut them right there, but I forgot it. So now I'm going to pull off the top layer, and you'll see that like, this is what I mean. Sometimes like the top layer will be a little bit drier, or you'll need to pull off a few layers until you get that nice white stalk. But that's how you harvest leeks. If I was going to sell them, I might also trim the tops just so they're easier to store.